my people, and welcome back to YBU Sports, the home of all things boxing, MMA, and football. 2023 delivered us amazing nights of fights, amazing knockouts, and jaw-dropping moments in the world of boxing. Today, I present to you my 2023 Boxing Awards. I hope you guys like it. It's been an incredible year in the ring, and we got some nice, exciting categories to discuss. So let's get straight to it.
My back's, is there a doctor in here? My back's gone.
Your back is okay.
I'm about to carry this heavyweight division to the top.
For my most improved fighter of the year is Anthony Joshua. 2022 was a year to forget fighting Joshua.
Oh, yo, you don't throw combinations like Rocky Marciano. Because I ain't 14 stone, that's why. I'm 18 stone, I'm heavy.
Having just fought once to Usyk for the WBA, IBF, WBO titles and losing by split decision, a lot of the boxing community, fans, journalists questions AJ's love for the game and question if he can even reach back to the top to a world title level again. After spending time off, AJ decided to return back on the 1st of April 2023 against Jermaine Franklin. Franklin's only defeat came against Dylan White in November 2022, and though that was his only defeat in his career, many of the world saw this as AJ's warm-up fight. AJ would go on to win the fight, which many viewed as a very tentative performance. Then AJ will go on to have two more fights by the end of 2023, which defeating Robert Helenius by knockout and defeating Otto Wallin at the Day of Reckoning card with a clinical performance, and many believing his next fight will be against Hrgovic or Willie Zhang in the near future in 2024. My ring entrance of the year goes to Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence Jr. I mean, bro came out with Eminem. What's more to this to say? And with that entrance, was he really destined to lose? I don't think so. My big true fighter of the year is Jai or Pataya. Jai is just that guy, man. After beating Breeders for the IBF Cruiserweight title with a broken jaw, may I add, he will go on to have two fights, but those two fights will absolutely show the boxing world who exactly what he is. Jai's first fight of 2023 would be up against the 6'6" Jordan Thompson, which will go on annihilate for 4 rounds, ending in TKO, and then going on to face another fellow Brit in Elizoro at the Day of Reckoning card, which ended in a brutal one-shot knockout in the very first round. Jai is an absolute killer, and he's becoming a quick fan favorite in the boxing world, and expect him to have big fights in the near future in the light heavyweight division. My comeback of the year is Lee Wood versus Josh Warrington in the 7th round. Lee Wood is the true definition of never give up, Rocky type fighter. On the 7th of October 2023, Lee Wood will be up against Josh Warrington for the WBA featherweight title. Josh Warrington was not on the best of runs, with him winning only 1 out of his last 5 fights. But regardless, people saw Josh Warrington as the better fighter heading into the match, and the first 6 rounds proved why everybody thought that way, with Josh Warrington winning every single round and beating Lee Wood to each of the punches. With less than 5 seconds of the 7th round, Lee Wood will go on to hit Josh Warrington with a combination of hooks, dropping Josh Warrington, and with him not being responsive to the referee called the fight, with the whole of the Sheffield United crowd shocked, and Lee Wood winning the fight. That's why, in my opinion, there was no better deserving fighter to win my comeback fighter of the year. My trainer of the year has to go to big ol' Bomac. Help Crawford become a 2-time undisputed champion in the full belt era? Done. Help Eubank Jr. defeat Liam Smith in their rematch? Done. I mean, what more do you want from a trainer? Flawless 2023 for Bomac. My round of the year goes to Anthony Yarde versus Beterbiev in the 5th round. Yard and Beterbiev will go on to have a Fight of the Year contender in the very first month of 2023 at the Oval Arena in Wembley. The crowd was already awake for the first 4 rounds, but the 5th round was where the whole boxing world really just stood in awe, with Yard rocking Beterbiev. Beterbiev would hit Yard back with a heap of uppercuts with the whole crowd up in their feet. Later on that night, Beterbiev will go on to TKO Yard in the 8th round in an absolute light heavyweight classic. My upset of the year is Joseph Parker versus Wilder at the Day of Reckoning card. Both AJ and Wilder both knew what needed to be done to have the inevitable clash in 2024 at Saudi Arabia, win both their fights. Of course, it was never going to be easy, with both Wallen and Parker not being very easy opponents in the slightest. AJ did his job, but Parker had other plans for Wilder.
You had one job. Just the one.
Parker would go on to win all 12 rounds against Wilder. But Wilder not doing much of anything, not even throwing a jab in this fight. Parker will go on to run through Wilder and even at one point knocking him down in the fight. The Saudis were shocked, you were shocked, I was shocked, everyone was shocked. And if you weren't shocked by this outcome of the fight, you, my friend, are a damn liar. My knock of the year is Nakatani in the 12th round versus Maloney. Maloney's trainer was gonna stop the fight due to his fighter not listening to him heading into the 12th round. Well, maybe he really should have stopped the fight, because what followed up was the rising undefeated Japanese superstar hitting Maloney with an overhand left in the 12th round, dropping him like a sack of potatoes. It's one of the knockouts when you just say damn. Not a good damn, but like,
Oh my! That was devastating! He is laid out in brutal fashion!
my fight of the year goes to Jaime Munguia versus Sergey. This wasn't any old typical fight. This was your classical full blood swinging brawl. There's been so many great fights this year, but for all 12 full rounds, Munguia and Sergey made you stand up for the full 12 rounds. You were up in your seat, you had goosebumps for all 12 rounds. Though not at one moment you could say there was a breath or like a round breather where you could just breathe. All rounds were just full bloodthirsty, and that's why for me, this is my fight of the year. The YBU Sports Fight of the Year goes to Terence Bud Crawford. Though he had only one fight this year, let's take into account how he did it and who he did it to. No one would have expected that big of a fight would end the way it did. Him being so dominant and him ending it the way he did and becoming and the first person, because bear in mind, Inoue was the second person to become the second undisputed champion in the full belt era. He became, Crawford, the first person to be undisputed twice in the full belt era. And at the age he's done it, and to who he done it to, I mean, can you really argue that this award goes to him? Yes, you could say Inoue deserves it, and he does deserve this award, but who Crawford did it to is why personally he is my fighter of the year.